Graden here. Welcome to another episode of Inside the UBC. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about what I consider the biggest mistake and some of the most obvious mistakes when people start fitness kickboxing. Balance is the key. When you first start training in the classes and start kickboxing, you really need to think a lot about your feet and how you position them. The main reason is it's very difficult to do martial arts or do the kicks and punches properly and even safely if you're not in proper balance. Also, if you don't focus on this early, you can create bad habits that'll stay with you for a long period of time. And you kind of got to look at balance in martial arts like the foundation of a house. You know, if you may have a beautiful house, but if you have a lousy foundation, you have a lousy house. Well, martial arts is the same thing. You have to have proper balance no matter what your punches and kicks look like. The biggest mistake you'll find, if you look down at my feet, you'll see that I have a line on the floor, and this is what we call the center line. When you look at your heavy bag in class, and you should do this in the shadow fighting before the class, you should cut yourself in half. And when you create your balance, your fighting stance, you want to make sure, for one thing, that you have the line is right down the middle, and that when you step forward, that your forward foot, whether it's a left or right, is just missing that center line, and your back heel is just missing that center line. The biggest mistake I see in these classes is students trying to execute martial arts techniques with their feet in line. And when you do that, that's like trying to fight on a tightrope. You will feel wobbly, you won't feel like you're properly balanced, you're going to feel like you fall over, especially if you try to throw a kick. So super important to making sure, and let's talk about this real quick. You do this in front of the mirror, feet one shoulder apart. Now I'm doing my left foot. I step straight forward, and then what I do is I just turn my body to the side. My front foot should be pointing right to my center line. So if you notice my front foot's in line with my left shoulder, I take my left hand, put it right on my center line, and then I point my toe right at it, because the power, my power is at the end of that toe. So if my foot's turned off the side, I've taken a lot of power away from my punches and kicks as I go this direction. You got to point it straight towards the target. My back heel should be slightly off the ground, weights evenly distributed between my front and back leg, and my, again, back heel's off the ground because my weight distribution should be slightly forward on my toes. In other words, 50-50 between left and right leg, probably about 55-45 or 60-40 between my toes and my heel. The only time you ever see a fighter on his heels is when he's about to be knocked out. So if you look at this balance, my knees are slightly bent, my hands are up by my cheekbone. This is a good guarding stance. I've got my body turned to the side, front toe towards the target, back heel off the ground, I'm up on my toes, and my feet are not in line. And after I get done with kicks, I want to make sure that I'm not landing with those feet in line. You get done with a technique, always make sure you immediately fix your balance. All right, I'm Jim Graden, and I hope this tip will help improve your workouts in the Ultimate Body Challenge. Thanks for watching.